Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we are at the UK University Team League Day 4. We have Leicester versus Sheffield. The overlay is working properly this time, and at the top position we have Super Nomad representing Leicestershire as the Blue Terran, and at the bottom we have the Red Zerg Inferno Koi representing Sheffield. And this was MLG version of the map, so they already know that they can't spawn in close positions, which is surprisingly good for the Zerg, apart from the obvious not spawning close positions, but you can always check close by air really quickly with your overlord, so you immediately know if your cross positions or not, which is very useful. Anyway, what leagues did you say these players were?
Inferno Koi is in Masters with Super Nomad? Yeah, Super Nomad in Platinum.
Okay, Masters versus Platinum. So it might be one-sided, it might not. We've seen them go the other way before, but it's always interesting, and I will never begrudge a lower league player from trying his hand in these tournaments. It's all tournament experience, it's all relevant, and even Masters players have some anxiety about playing in tournaments.
I just want to say a quick thank you to our sponsor, Cynical Brit, for putting up the £500 prize pool for this tournament, and you can go and check them out at cynicalbrit.com.
Yep, cynicalbrit.com, or following him on Twitter at TotalBiscuit, or check out his YouTube at youtube.com/TotalHalibut. That's Halibut, I believe.
Yeah, like the fish.
Yep. Anyway, he's very kindly put forward £500 for this tournament, which is now in the playoffs, and we're very grateful for him for doing so. Anyway, SCV coming down. It doesn't see. Notice if you see the SCV going straight up the ramp and does go a little bit further down, you don't actually see the hatchery. But
checking his vision, he does just clip the hatchery just
so Terran
by that stopping.
Pro wouldn't see that. I swear a pro wouldn't see that. Anyway, pretty dumb stuff. It was a hatchery, then a pool, no gas yet. He's going for a very minimal heavy play. Could see the Spanish style here, very queen heavy, very defensive, but ultimately getting a lot of drones, which is always fun to play.
At the minute, Super Nomad is doing a walling, and Inferno Koi did scout it, so I'm kind of not surprised that he hasn't tried for bailings. He is only now just getting the gas, but then again, a bailing burst is considered a bit of an all-in, as if it doesn't work, it sets you back economically.
Bailing bursts after getting a 15 hatch, generally not advised. You get a lot on Marines, and if you have the forewarning, then you can just spread the Marines out beforehand, and it's generally not advised to bailing burst these days. It was popular in the beta, but
hey, I can still do it on ladder effectively in under 10 minutes.
Yeah, but what league you did?
Sure, okay, let's not bring that up. It's still a valid strategy.
Alright, okay. Anyway, factory going up, but there is no second gas yet, which means probably not looking at something like Infernal Preigniter as he puts down the tech lab. No, it's gonna. To me, this looks like a marine tank push, just very quickly into it. I kind of like the second gas to be a little bit faster, but it looks like he just wants to be heavier on the marines rather than the tanks, which means might see bunkers play, or actually he's at 500 minerals. Excuse me, I missed that. So we're going to see a command center go down any second now.
See, a Hellion is being produced, and Infernal Preigniter Hellion.
Yeah, Infernal Preigniter works. He's going for an Infernal Preigniter in Span, which is kind of good. Like, you push it with the marines, and it's generally quite strong. You've got to rely on your micro though, and considering Inferno Koi is Masters, did you say?
Yes.
I think he's probably seen this push before, and is going to be pretty ready for it.
2 spine cores are being made by Inferno Koi at the entrance to his natural, so any attempt by the Hellion to run around is going to be shut down rather rapidly. So he is anticipating this, and again, Super Nomad may be trying to convince him that he is going to commit heavily into Hellions. He may only pop out 2 or 3.
The problem is, Inferno Koi saw the command center when his Zerglings took a little pot shot at the supply depot, so he knows there's not going to be anything too aggressive. Whether he thinks it's going to be Infernal Hellions, not quite sure. He's not going to sacrifice an Overlord because Marines will generally kill it before it can see anything useful, but he's going Roaches, so I think he's going to be fine. Providing he's on top of things, which I'm sure he will be, considering his Masters. Generally spatial awareness. comes a bit quicker when you have the experience. Anyway, nothing too bad from the Terran player so far. He's reinforcing the Hellions with racks. It's going to be interesting to see if he pulls the Marines with the Hellions. I think he will do. And interesting, these Overlords might actually be in a problematic position. They've just been, this is where the rally is, so they've gone straight there. So he might lose those two carelessly and be in a bad situation because he's not actually building another, he's actually supply blocked at the moment. This might just be nerves getting to him, but this could be pretty bad. He's building 2 Overlords now, but once these 2 Overlords, here we go, he's moving the Overlords back. Never mind.
We do see that Super Nomad is going to start trying to push with these Marine Hellion combination. These Hellions do have Infernal Preigniter, so they'll be able to incinerate lines of units, especially Zerglings and drones, so he's going to look for some economic damage.
Gotta be careful with these roaches though, can't get them get too big.
Oh, when he already loses one, and all of
there
these,
is no queen on the
takes
ramps.
a second, and this
Only one gets
is
in.
going to try
Queen
and
needs
go
to
into
come
the
down.
middle line.
It's, what is it, 2 shots for a drone though, so he has to be really careful. He has not killed any drones yet. Oh my god.
Oh, and he takes one, but that's for the price of that
Everything.
entire force. 2 spine crawlers have been taken down, but again, that is not a very good trade for the money he invested in it, and we do see a counter push is going to be conducted by Inferno Koi.
You really have to counter in this sort of situations because you know that the factory wasn't going too far towards tank. You know he has a tech lab, but he probably won't have the gas, especially because he saw the command center. And well, he could have pressured, but he's decided to go for the slightly closer towards the enemy, as they're not quite as safe as the far right hand standing. But he did see the blue flame Hellion, so maybe he's not too happy taking that one because it is slightly further away with regard to jobs. I think we might see him transitioning into meters. Anyway, the push did not work. It was a hair's breadth that it didn't work. One of the Hellions got straight up fine, but 2 more got actually blocked by the roaches while the spine crawlers were hitting them, and that has absolutely saved the Zerg player because just 2 Hellions in the main is a massive difference. You can be slightly safer with kiting, and since it's only 1 shot from each to kill a line of drones, you can do a tremendous amount of damage. But if we look at the word count now, it's 56 for the Zerg, 37 for the Terran, and Zerglin's very commanding position with 11 more drones hatching.
We do see that Super Nomad, after his Marine Hellion push has failed, he is transitioning to Marine Marauder Medevacs? Jesus. Marine Marauder Medevacs backed up by a tank play.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with these roaches though. He's going to poke and see what's up. As soon as he sees the tank, I'm not sure if he did see the tank, but he's going to back off anyway. He's got to be careful with this army. And water coming out, that's kind of interesting. Don't normally see that in... oh, and these Marines really should not be engaging right here. They should go back to the bunker with the tank, and he lost a sizable chunk there that actually kind of paid for itself.
Siege tech is not finished, so Super Nomad does need to be careful with that tank in case Inferno Koi does decide to push hard and take it for free.
Yeah, he does need to be careful with it. He still needs to use it. I mean, he really should have maybe unloaded that bunker and got the tank out if he planned on engaging the roaches there. Anyway, third game down for Zerg. It's about to finish, and he's going into very baning tech. Doesn't seem to be going too muta heavy at all. I say that, and he puts down the Spire.
I mean, at this point, Ling bailing and Muta combination is very effective. Super Nomad is currently, well, I wouldn't say completely turtling, but he is rather defensive. So Mutalisks will be able to harass and take advantage of his immobility, even though he does have Marine and Marauders with Stim. The Lings and Bailings will be able to just completely carpet, and with Inferno Koi's 3 bases, he will be able to reinforce rather rapidly.
Yeah, I think the telling signal that Terran gave the Zerg was the fact that he saw a Marauder. That's rather odd, and these roaches are going to pull back. Concussive Shell is so close to finishing, but there was just so little anti-air in this mix that Terran is going. That this Muta switch by the Zerg, and he has a lot of money. I'm not quite sure how much lava he has saved, but we're going to find out soon. But he's going to be making a lot of Mutas.
Currently, he has 88 drones to 50 SCVs and 1 mule. And taking a quick look at the income tab, Inferno Koi is almost doubling what Super Nomad is getting in both minerals and gas.
Yeah, we saw a good transfer to the gold base. Interesting enough, he's decided, here we go, here come the mutas out. And mutas are going to be really effective because it will take like maybe 1-2 banelings to actually just completely shut down these marines, and then after that, Terran is going to be a lot of trouble. He's mainly reinforcing more the tank, and you have to wonder where his anti-air comes into this equation at all. Because Zerg goes mutas, you know, they don't stay on one base all the time. Maybe he's just overreacting to the roaches.
I mean, Super Nomad does have an engineering bay, but he's just putting it into upgrades. I would expect him, since him going into a ZVT, to expect Mutalist because of Terran's lack of mobility. We do see, as soon as I say that, missile turrets are being placed down as we speak. 3 of them protecting the main.
Yeah, it seems like he suddenly remembers that Mutalisks exist in the game. He's actually carelessly left 2 medevacs with full energy. Finally remembers about them. There was a slightly precarious position for the Terran. His Marine and Mortar were separated from the tanks, but a little mistake by the Zerg player here. He kind of nipped into the range of the Zelnaga tower and then back again, so Terran saw it and he kind of readjusted properly and realised I shouldn't be out here, and went back. And Zerg players quickly approaching maxed, and he doesn't seem to be taking a 4th base anytime soon because he's not breaking down these rocks. So I think we're going to see him be aggressive, which is currently kind of interesting because I'd really like to see him utilise these the harassment ability of these Mutalisks more, especially if he'd seen the planetary going down at the gold. He would have been able to do a lot of damage to it.
I think what he's waiting for is to get Super Nomad into a nice open position that he wants, so that the Banelings can just start decimating the Marine count and the Mutalisks can just completely clean up.
Yeah, I mean, he is sitting on a lot of money. Look at that 4,000 minerals, obviously, but he is maxed, so, and he's not sending. He's not going to make 30 supply crawlers and then 30 supply crawlers, 30 spine crawlers.
All this could be devastating. The tanks have sieged up, but the Zerglings are moving in front. The tanks are completely unexposed. And it looks like he's just going to roll in there, take the tanks for free. The Mutalisks are in the mix. The Banelings are just completely decimating this fireball, and oh, this is painful to watch. Super Nomad has been completely wiped out by this force. Like I said, Inferno Koi waited till it was out in the open, all sides exposed, and just completely rolled in there.
Yeah, it was a very effective way of moving in. You know, the Speedlings are faster than the Speed Banes, so if you don't focus fire the tanks, they're going to be shooting Speedlings all day, which is not what you want, because, well, partly it's not Banelings, and second, it means smash on your units. Now, some little harassment coming in here, but Zerg has to be careful, to be honest. These stimmed marines will actually take apart these mutas. A Thor is being built by the Terran player, but actually Zerg is being quite careless. He's just throwing away these roaches to the planetary fortress. So, okay, Zerg has a bazillion resources. It doesn't actually matter at this point what the Terran does. Zerg can make many mistakes and still lose. I mean, still win. The question is, you know, I'd really like to see some drop. Well, okay, I say I'd like to see some drop play by the Terran. He can't really do it because there's such an overwhelming muta advantage. This is why he's building a Thors, to try and reduce the mutas so he can actually do some economic damage, but like killing minerals at this point is not good because circa 6,000.
However, Inferno Koi did snipe that armory, so Super Nomad is having to rebuild that armory to get more Thors out into the field to counter these counter these Mutalisks, and we do see Super Nomad is going to move into a drop. Oh, this could be really dangerous to Super Nomad, especially if these Mutalisks swing about. But the Mutalisks don't see the drop.
No, but they are about to.
These swing arounds. Oh,
goodbye, drop
these
ships.
2 medevacs. Come on.
Bye bye.
Oh, 2 full medevacs are completely sniped.
That was slightly unlucky, but he knew the Mutalisks were there. I'd say that was slightly careless, just flying the medevacs over there. Although, I mean, Terran has been slightly blessed by the lack of harassment at his gold base. I say that as the Zerg comes over and harasses the gold base, he can easily take out these missile turrets and go to the work on this SCV line. And this is the stage where it looks absolutely dire for Terran, mainly because he's slightly mined out in the main. Well, he's mined out in the main, slightly mined out, and he's actually going to kill the planetary fortress with the Mutalisks.
Oh, and he needs to swing his Mutalisks away. And he does so brilliantly. That planetary fortress has gone down, and there's very little mining going on. His natural is completely oversaturated. It looks like he is going to try and expand again.
Yeah, you have to be curious about what Terran can do at this point. He's very far behind. He can't do much but defend. That drop was his own real attempt to try and claw himself back in the game, but it went completely where. I mean, just look at how many Mutalisks there are. It's absolutely
26 Mutalisks, 4 Inferno Kai, but there are also 38 Bailings out on the field, so whatever force Super Nomad can roll out, as soon as it hits straight into the open, because Inferno Koi has map control, the Bailings just go in there and just absolutely carpet him.
Yeah, but
Inferno Koi is maxed, so we could see a push sometime soon.
I really think it's rare we're going to see Zerg push on the Terran. He's quite happy to just take 1 million bases. The problem is, when is the Terran actually going to push? I mean, at this point, when you're so far behind economically, you just have to get to a 200 army and just hope it, like, the overwhelming pressure drives you back into this game. But at this point, Zerg's just like, I have too much money, I'm just going to throw shit at this guy until he dies. Because he has 10,000 minerals.
There are no tanks currently in Super Nomad's force. There is only one there, and if these Banes decide to roll in, and they're going to roll in on both sides, let's look as he's going to completely carpet this Stim Marines, and there's absolutely nothing left after that. These Mutalisks are just going to clean up all these medevacts and this command center, which is at the gold, and Super Nomad only has a Thor and a tank left with a handful of units, and there is nothing he can do against these Mutalisks currently.
Yeah, and one Marine decides I'm going to kill all these Zerg units. That was Rambo right there, ladies and gentlemen. He did survive to the year 2300, but sadly he died to a roach. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it looks like he's going to waste these Banes on this Marauders, but it's going to go straight to the Marine Pool. Excellent control, and they may not be able to get as much. Oh, wasted those Banes, but again, he's now maxed again.
Yeah, he wasted those Banes, but he's actually got 60 more on the field. So we're going to see these fold up. I'm just trying to think about where it kind of went so wrong for the Terran player. I mean, the push really should have done a lot more damage, the Blue Flame Hellion push.
These Banes are just going to roll straight in, 4 being wasted on that 1 Marine, but these Banes are just going to roll into this expansion. They completely destroy everything, production facilities, units, you name it. Looks like he's just going to try and chase after these Marines and just destroy all units. He's not focusing for the mineral line like he should. Completely takes down the command center. He could take a huge amount of SCVs if he pays attention. Oh,
I think he's just having fun at this point. This is Zerg's dream moment, just having 1 million Bailings just throw at Terran things. And
again, even after he's wasted, what, those 60 or 70 Bailings, he's maxed yet again. More Bailings are being morphed. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, Terran's going for a drop. Oh, he just picked up a mortar by mistake. Anyway, slight oversaturation at the third by the Terran player. That could be interesting.
They're currently 22
Bailings being morphed.
With with a 22 on the field, this is ridiculous. He's just going to Bailing stomp this guy. The only mining place for Super Nomad is in the top left, but if these Bailings decide to roll in the base, practically all the production facilities will be decimated.
Run, Marines, run! Oh, there you go. He picks up the guys. That's all good. They can't outrun these Bailings.
We do see that these Bailings are going to. Are they going to roll into the main? Yes, they are. They're going to roll completely up the ramp, but the wall stops them. The supply depot has been lowered. These Bailings are just going to go straight into everything, but there's absolutely nothing. These production facilities have to be lifted off if they're going to survive. GG!
And well played by Inferno Koi. Really doing well to hold off the initial push, and after that it was just a question of not making too many mistakes. So Sheffield go what?
I mean, during the game you asked, oh, where did Terran go wrong? This is a common thing which I see across several leagues, that Terran goes on the defensive, he tries to build up an army, tries and gets upgrades, but Zerg just completely gets map control, gets God knows how many hatcheries, and just completely drowns you and gets 200 out of 200 every single time. There's nothing you can do once he gets to that stage. Once Zerg is at a stage of 200, and he can reinforce it constantly, unless you do some miracle work, you've lost. It sounds like you're completely shell-shocked from that.
No, I'm just checking the stream quality. Just checking everything working's okay. Join me, by the way.
Okay. Shakuris Plateau. This is such a good map. I mean, a lot of things can happen here. We have a quick check on the players. If Battle.net decides to actually work. The glories of Battle.net 2.0, everybody. Give it a round of applause. Okay, Vega is in Diamond. And Embargo is... Come on, Battle.net 2.0.
You mean you've reached your input limit already? God, you need to be more careful with that.
And... yeah, Embargo's in Diamond as well. It looks like there's been a bit of an issue reporting, by the way. Because didn't St James win 3-1 over York?
I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think...
Let the admin handle that.
Shut up, I've got 5 exams left in my A-levels.
Oh no, A-levels. Oh my god.
Yeah, I want to give up my education.
Dude, A-levels are real life silver. I'm real life masters, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you want to try the intro?
No. I don't introduce people when you're the main caster, it's just rude.
It's worth a shot.
No.
Okay. It's not me lagging.
It's not working for me either.
It's Joey Golan. God, admins these days.
Jesus. Can't get any good ones.
Did you see the TSL finals?
Oh my god.
No, but the chill get out bit. Anyway, greetings, ladies, and more likely gentlemen, or in between. At the bottom left, we have Embargo. Here is the blue Protoss playing for Leicester. No, it is Leicester, not Leicestershire. Leicestershire's the county.
Whatever.
In the top right, we have
Moving
Vega, the Red Zerg, playing for Sheffield, who are currently 1-up in this best-of-5 situation. And this whole tournament is sponsored by the cynicalwit.com, which is the website for all things Total Biscuit, who has very kindly put up £500, and Jericho got bored pretty quickly. £500 for this tournament, and we are currently in the playoff stages. If you want to find out more about the tournament, I'm sure that Joe Eagle will give you the thread in the chat, because that's where he normally hangs out. Anyway, PVZ cross positions should be good. What leagues for these guys?
Both Diamond.
Okay, that's pretty good. It's the first even setting leagues we've had today, I believe. And probably going to see a 15 hatch, but it was a pylon scout, so Protoss, in knowing that Zerg is likely to 15 hatch, sent his probe after the pylon just to make sure he does not 15 hatch. And gateway going down, no forge, nothing too fancy, and here's the probe, the most annoying probe in the world.
The only more annoying probe there is in life is when it starts to harass actual building units.
You know, if Stig was a unit, he'd be a probe.
Yeah. Just chilling. Since Embargo has placed down his gateway at the top of his ramp rather than at the ramp of his natural, we can assume he's not going for a quick expansion. We do see a simulator going down, so it's a fairly standard opening. And this drone's just chilling there, seeing all he can see.
Yep. Nothing too quick from the photo. Oh, he's got to be careful. Be careful. Oh, I think I could. Oh, this probe has got 9 lives. I tell you.
Slippery probes.
Anyway, yeah, looking back at the Protoss' base, normally on this map, like in Masters anyway, you tend to see a Forge Fast Expand with the buildings going on here. It didn't used to be that popular on this map because of the weight.
Yeah, this is the altered version.
Is it supposed to be the older version?
I'm not sure. Actually, no, this isn't the altered version because the back rocks at the base are still there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, but is it supposed to
bad.
be?
A little bit of brain fart.
Well, everything went according to plan. We are, of course, playing on the older version. We did specifically tell them to play on the older version, obviously. Anyway, which has the back rocks, which is probably why he's not forward fast expanding, because there are the back rocks there. And you generally get some roaches, and you can punch through both of them, and Protoss has to build a lot more cannons than he's comfortable with. Anyway, Protoss did not build... No, he did build a Zealot, never mind. He's building a Zealot and a Stalker, which is pretty interesting. It used to be if you saw a
scouting probe is still alive at 5 HP. I bet that drone is currently sour about life. Didn't manage to get that probe kill. Disappointing.
Where is it?
It's in the mineral line. 5 HP one. That was a scouting probe.
Where?
Embargo's mineral line, right hand side. This is the moment where we find out he's blind, everybody. Getting back to the game, we do see...
Oh, obviously it's not scouting anymore, that's why it's still alive.
Yes, but I expected the drone to kill it, as a good drone does.
Well, drones aren't that good. Anyway, DC Shrine going out. This is pretty interesting. Kind of a tell by... I'm not sure if he saw the second Zealot, but if he did, then he'd know, because he saw the 2 gas, that Protoss is going something very, very tech-heavy, because, you know, we've got the DT Shrine going down. Which is kind of interesting. Now, the problem with this, I'd say, is that there is no proxy pylon for the DTs. Like, if you see where the Zerg's third would be, that's actually a great spot for a pylon.
Yeah.
But Warp Gate is soon finished, although it finished quite a bit before the gateways will finish, and it will be interesting to see whether the Zerg gets any tails. Now we have, this is going to be absolutely key, we've got the Overlord floating down the left-hand side, and this DT Shrine is on the left-hand side, so if it goes in, it's actually going to see the DT Shrine. The question is he going to send it in straight away? And we have an Evolution Chamber going down, but it might not be for the Spore Crawlers. He's just got it there just in case. Maybe he's going to go for upgraded Speedlings, maybe Roaches. But, he does have a Roach.
Vega doesn't have a lair, so he won't be able to morph an Overseer.
No, but you don't need it. I mean, he's got the spines at the front. He's just going to be able to... I'm going to go to Vega Cam.
Those DTs
see what he does.
Could just harass his army without an Overseer present.
Yeah, but they're not going to... Like, they'll just stay behind. And we're
Vega's Overlord is waypointed over, and he sees the DT Shrine.
Yeah, we're on Vega Cam right now. And, well, he was already building a Spore, so he's fine. He just wants to make sure no DTs can run past.
But it's too late. 2 DTs are already heading into the main. There are no Spore Crawlers in the main, just at the natural. And he's going to start gutting this mineral line, and this is going to be painful. They were just one swiping these drones, and the drones are now being pulled off, as is the Queen. These Zerglings are just hanging around. Spore Crawler is up with 2 Spine Crawlers, soon to be 3, so they'll be able to hold off this DT. But this lair could go down if he's not, and the lair is cancelled.
Yep, starts building the lair at his main, and he's pretty much sacked his main right now, which is pretty interesting. DT's got there just in time. I mean, that Spore was marginally too late. The sacrificial Overlord was slightly too late.
He could try to take out the spawning port, and that would severely push Vega back.
I mean, he's just behind as it is. If he kills this hatchery, Zerg is in so much trouble.
Oh, this DT may be risking life and limb. No, he's not. He's not going down the ramp. So, Embargo has taken control of Vega's main. And there is no Overseer yet to help those Zerglings clear out this DT, so this hatchery is going to go down. And these poor Broodlings, just seen the light of day, are going to get absolutely killed. This Evolution Chamber as well is going to get sacked.
Yeah, he doesn't really need it anymore, to be honest. But I mean, Zerg is just so far behind at this point. Protoss has, in the meantime, put down the Nexus, and he's canning up his main because, you know, the Zerg's so far behind, he might just say, "Fuck it, I'm going all in." But I mean, because he has the Overseer. Overseer's finally out, finally killing the DTs, but their job has most definitely been done. As you can see on the supplies, it's 68 for the blue Protoss and 33 for the red Zerg, with 21 harvesters and none on gas. Zerg is in a lot of trouble right now, and it'd be interesting to see it's like a continuation of the DT harassment, especially on this third. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't left on there. He only built 2 DTs, but DT expand is pretty common. You just got to scout it.
We do see there is a small force at the main ramp of Embargo, but there are also 2 photon cannons to supplement that. Upgrades are being researched with ground weapons level 1, and Embargo is just so ahead at this point in time.
Yep, he's going for, he's utilising the DT tech into Archons. Archons have improved a lot since the last patch. You know, it might not seem much, but the range change, but especially when they're behind a wall of zealots, they do significantly more damage now. The AI works out slightly better, and you can actually keep them alive a lot better because they are, of course, the money units, and you generally send them in with lots of charge lots, and then once the charge lots have died, you bring them back out again and send them in with reinforcements. So, like, generally utilising the Archons has definitely become a lot better in this last patch, and yeah.
I mean, it's good to see Archons in play a bit more. I mean, the last time I saw them heavily used was when the Archon toilet was still in effect.
Yeah. Well, they're always pretty good, but...
and these changelings are immediately taken down. Embargo not having any of that shenanigans.
Shenanigan.
Whatever. I say both. Leave me alone.
Okay. You have been left alone. Anyway, 89 supply to 53. Pretty big supply block by Zerg. He hasn't noticed yet. There go the Overlords being built. Couple of proxy pylons to reinforce, but there is no answer for this force of the Protoss player. Zerg has just been joining up too hard. He's been too reliant on these spine crawlers, so this third is just going to go down very quickly. And from the
see another Archon is being morphed by Embargo, so he sees there is no use for those Dark Templars, and that's a good call, especially since those spine crawlers do have protection because of that floating Overseer.
Yeah, the question is whether he's just going to go for the kill here or not. I mean, he very well could, to be honest. It's just got to be slightly careful. He's going to get another Archon, and these Archons with +1 damage, you see they do 28 plus 39 to bio, which I think every Zerg unit is bio apart from Queens.
Mostly, some have armoured, but we do see 2 more Archons in the mix.
Yeah. Anyway, no, but Roaches are armoured and biological.
And
it's not.
Embargo is just going to have a poke up this ramp, sees that there's 4 spine crawls. Does he see the 4th one? He does. And at the minute, Vega does not have a force which could counter this. I mean, I think this is something we've seen previously from Vega, that he's focused too hard on droning and not enough on his forces.
Well, he's had to drone, to be honest. He's lost so many. I mean, after the first DT attack, he was like 15 drones behind. And Changeling. Yeah. Oh, this one.
Oh! Poor Changeling's having such a short and sour life.
The Changeling Union just called. They want a word with Vega for reckless use. Anyway, here's his plan. He's building a Nidus worm. He's going to try a Nidus top left, perhaps. That's the only place he has an interesting Overlord.
I mean, he has no vision anywhere else, nowhere near.
He could try for a base. He's going to try for a base race. He's just going to stack up on spine crawlers and go for the space. It's the only option he has, or he feels he has. I mean, with the speed roaches, he could destroy a lot of tech, but once this army eventually catches up to him, I think he's just going to be in a lot of trouble, because if the roaches aren't there, I could kind of... yeah, I can see them killing the spine crawlers. Archon's doing massive damage to them.
I mean, we do see an Overseer is going to float over to the main of Embargo by the look of it, so he is looking to employ a Nidus worm there, but with these probes can easily surround and kill the Nidus, effectively
if he sees it.
Cancelling this out.
If he's Zerg smart, he's not going to see this.
Oh, and he doesn't see the Overseer.
Actually, he's going to see it. Yeah, he sees it.
Yeah,
It's
he
on the map.
sees the Nidus worm.
Here we go. Here comes the probes, and
And
goodbye,
3 stalkers, and this Nidus worm is going to be shut down completely.
Problem is, he's revealed his hand now. He's just gonna. No. That was the Darth Vader no. Yeah. And this observer is just gonna follow the overseer. And the funny thing is, he's got detection, so he can see the observer. And I think
This is just pretty much games for
well, we're
embargo
going to
now.
find out. Push coming at the front. Zealots aren't too good. Lots of stuff being trapped at the back. Here we go. Move
These
towards.
archons are focusing down the spine cores. The force field placement isn't that great, but it prevents the roaches from reaching the backs of the units. But all of Embargo's forces are currently falling onto this round. These roaches aren't doing enough damage. One archon is taken down, but the static defenses have been broken through. Guardian shield is being placed up, reducing the damage of these roaches, and these roaches are completely decimated. As of the spine cores, we do see GG.
Yeah, it could have been handled slightly better, the push up the ramp, you know. Too many of the melee units were at the back, and some of the ranged units weren't shooting, but it doesn't really matter. He did well with the DT tech. Maybe should have prepared slightly quicker. I mean, it was a matter of seconds when the DTs walked past the spore core at the natural, but well played by the Protoss player to take it 1-all. More music.
Something we have seen Vequeth do in previous games, right? It's just drawing 2 rounds. I mean, I know he had to catch up comedy-wise, but
No, he was dead when he lost his man.
that's why I tend to go for a lair really early, because I'm always paranoid when Protoss wall off. It's like, what are they doing? Oh, he's got a request from D&D. No. I do not like D&D.
People like what they like.
Yeah, that's true. Who's casting the round of... Who's casting the quarterfinals next week?
I don't know, I know Turbowit's going to do it sometime. I think
Okay.
semis, maybe quarters.
Alright.
I can't do next week anyway. I'll be in Norwich.
Oh, fair enough. I may be able to. But it depends who's casting it, whether I'll be able to co-cast through it.
John, I mean. That was not CNC soundtrack. That was.
I know.
No, I'm not talking to you.
No, I know.
That was BSG. Anyway.
Okay. Can you check what race Vortex? What race? Gah.
No, I've got to
What
do
the-
the overlay.
Okay. Oh, this is horribly slow.
Okay, well we're going, dude.
Okay. Well, Sea Heist, or however you pronounce his name, is in Masters.
Cool. I can put races on this thing, can't I?
Yes, you can.
There you go. Hello everyone and welcome to the UK University Team League Day 4 at the we are currently in Leicester versus Sheffield. At the top right we have COHCE red Protoss playing for Sheffield, and at the bottom left we have Vortex Zero, the blue Zerg playing for Leicester. And what leagues did you say these guys were?
I only know that CO's in Masters. I didn't have time to check what Vortex was in.
Okay, we're just going to assume that Vortex Zero is Masters as well, and hope for a very, very good game. This is, of course, all sponsored by CynicalBrit.com. This is the website for Total Biscuit. You can find out more stuff about what he does there, and he's very kindly put up £500 for the prize pool for this, and we are very grateful to him for that. And this series is currently 1-1, if I'm right.
Yes, I think it is.
So everything to play for in this best of 5. In the playoffs, the loser will unfortunately be out, and the winner will go on to the semis next week, quarters next week.
Yeah, quarters next week.
And Pylon Scout from the Protoss, just to deny the hatchery, and at the moment the Zerg sees the probe, he puts down the gas because he knows he's not going to be able to get that 15 hatchery up anytime soon. But, I mean, it's like most pros just open speed pool anyway. I know Mario does pretty much every ZVP. It's very good, because you get the queen out earlier, and you kind of get the speedlings earlier. You're really not that far behind economically than the 15 hatch, even though it goes down at 21 rather than 15. So it still works out quite well.
I mean, we have seen earlier on this map that Protoss has been able to apply a tremendous amount of pressure, and very successful pressure, on Zerg.
Well, I mean, in that game, it was the Zerg applying the pressure. It's like he went for a bust on the natural, because I mean, Zerg the natural is so open and wide. Sometimes you think you can get away with it, but the Sim City of Hamster was very good. The force fields rang true. Like the roaches were a bad choke, and Protoss held off and won on the counter. Now, interestingly enough, is it going to be a Zealot next or the gas? It's a Zealot, so it's not too heavy tech, and we have a nice cop car driving by my window.
What do you do? We do see that the drone, well, he was waypointed to patrol. Well, again, he's now waypointed to patrol. He can't make his mind up. He is just waypointed around the central square of the base, so he does have vision of all corners, able to see everything goes on. This Zealot is going to start giving chase, and this drone may not make it out. In the meantime, we do see Vortex Zero is expanding. He did expand at 21, like you should on a 14 gas, 14 pool. We do see Metabolic Boost is being researched, so Speedlings should be on the field fairly soon.
Okay, I'm just going to follow your camera while I do the overlay. Just keep talking.
Oh, Sentry trapping one of these Zerglings, so that's...
The overlay. Sorry, people at home, the overlay is the wrong way round. The supplies are the wrong way round, but it's too late to change it now because things are actually happening. Anyway, 3-gate expand from the Protoss player. Pretty standard.
We do see 2 more gateways are going down, so like you said, we are going to see an expansion go rather soon. 2 sentries have been put out, and again, a lot of Protoss have been favouring more sentry-based play in the early game due to their reduced build time from 42 to 37 seconds.
Interestingly, the Zerg seems to be getting a lot of gas, and he hasn't started his lair, and he hasn't started speed, so this could be interesting.
Speed's done.
Is it done? Okay.
Yeah.
But he's still getting gas.
I think we do see a Roach one going down, so he is going to go into Roaches and possibly tech for Roaches. And
actually, I wouldn't say it's teching. I think this could very much be the same sort of all-in we saw the Zerg do against Hamster, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure how too much he knows. This Overlord is going to fly in soon, and sentries don't kill Overlords very quickly, but
they just tickle them.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the probe for the Forge first. He's being pretty safe about this, and there's the Nexus.
We do see an Evolution Chamber going down for Vortex Zero, so it could be for Spore Crawlers, but most likely it's going to be for missile attack upgrades or armor upgrades for the Roaches.
Well, this is the main difference we saw in Sheffield, and in the previous game. I assume the Zerg was watching that. He knows DTs are on the mind, which is pretty interesting. Now there are 9 roaches being made, so Zerg is definitely planning on being aggressive with this army.
We do see that there is going to be a little bit of a push from these 4 sentries and Zilla, or they're just going to camp. No, it does seem... Make your mind up, man.
No, it's just fake pressure. It works quite well. If Zerg was mainly droning up, then he would have had to react to it, but Zerg was planning on being aggressive anyway, so it doesn't really make much difference. Protoss just has to be careful now. This is the main difference we saw between the early game and the game we have now, is that this Roachling push is against a very un-SimCity'd wall. There was only 1 cannon like at the aggressive point last time, but there was still a wall here where these sentries could hide behind, and Protoss needs to be careful. Let's hope the Zerg can handle it slightly better than the previous Zerg, and here we go.
We do see more Zella. Oh, these force fields trapping 1 roach, but these lings are going to go round back into the mineral line. These roaches are going to try and get to these sentries. Good force field placement, trying to cut off these roaches from doing too much damage. And these Zealots did clean up the speedlings in the back. Cannon is going down, so looks like we may have a repeat the game we saw earlier, possibly.
It's going to be interesting. He's reinforcing with a lot of Zerglings, and some more reinforcements coming in. Here come the roaches. They got to be careful. Oh. The problem is he's using here we go. The Zerglings are in range of the sentries. The sentries are going to lose a couple, while the roaches are against the zealots, but they're not all at the same time. And while he's last force.
These roaches have been cut off, so these sentries and stalkers. Oh, and these lings. The warping just saving COs from too many Zerglings running into the main. Those roaches were absolutely decimated. Great force fields. These probes are surrounding those Zerglings, and that push was completely shut down. We do see a counter push by CO is now in progress. He does have a significant amount of sentries, and this Stalker could know.
Problem is Zerg was just throwing away units at the end there. He should have recognised that his push was in trouble, and he tried to get away, but Protoss had like 2 or 3 force fields left. Protoss did not have many force fields left. He used a lot, and okay, it's a lot of sentries, but he had maybe 1 force field left when he needed it, and it really saved the day. So this is the part where Protoss moves in, and maybe force fields the ramp, maybe not. He has to be careful though, because there are 28 Zerglings coming out for the Zerg player, and Protoss has to be so careful with these units. And he backs off, which is completely fair, because in the far right hand side we see a dark shrine going up here, and roaches are staying back, so Zerg doesn't want to be too aggressive. Protoss was again a hair's breadth away from losing his whole army there. Those Zerglings were just about to pop, and he did not have the composition to be able to stay alive, which is interesting. And we have some drones going for a little run, but anyway, more to the point, Dark Shrine is about to finish, and there is a lair out, but there is no overseer.
At the minute, Vortex Zero does need to start doing some scouting, but that Dark Shrine is in a pretty good position. But if that Overlord just moves down the right hand side past the Twilight Council, he would be able to see it. But at that minute, nothing like that. We do see a proxy pylon go down in the bottom right hand side, so it looks like he's going to warp in some Dark Templars and just run them straight through this tall grass and into that mineral line. However, there is a small crawler at Vortex